Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk and thank you very, very much for joining me today. Today it's an inspiring blog hop challenge day today. If you don't know what that is, well, I will tell you. I belong to a group of Stampin' Up demonstrators, and once a month we take it in turns to challenge one another to produce something based around a particular theme or particular set of criteria. And today we have been challenged to produce something based on this sketch. So stay with me and I'll show you what I come up with. I've decided that I'm not going to use the sketch to make a card. I'm going to make a scrapbook page. I haven't made a scrapbook page for a very long time, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. I've got an idea in my head. Let's see if it turns out the way that I think it's going to. So I've got a piece of Bundle of Love DSP, and I've cut it to an 8-inch square. So this is 8 inches by 8 inches. And I've got picture that I want to scrap, so it's a picture of my cat Misty when she's having a snooze, and I've got my layering circles framelets, and I'm just going to decide which one of these is going to be best, and I think it's that one, so I'm going to hop on over to my Big Shot and I'm going to cut that out. So here's the die cut picture of the sleepy cat, so I'm going to put that on one side till I need it. Now I'm going to take the largest of the smooth circles, and I've got a piece of Blushing Bride card here, which is about 3.5 by about 7 inches, and I've scored and folded it in half, and I'm going to put my die on top of that, but I'm not going to put it right up to the edge because I want there to be a little bit of a hinge left when I run it through. Okay, I don't want to cut 2 circles, I want to cut 2 circles that are joined together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to hop on over to the Big Shot. I'm going to cut that out. While I was over at the Big Shot, I cut out a few more pieces. So I've cut the largest of the scallop circles in powder pink, and that's Blushing Bride, and that is a bit of gold foil. And I'm going to layer them all up together. So this one is going to go on top of that one. Just going to try and center it. And then this one comes next. Okay, and that one is quite a snug fit. So it's just a tiny, tiny little bit of Blushing Bride just popping out around the outside edge there. And last of all, my dear little sleepy pussycat. There she is. It's the only time I can really get a photograph of her is when she's asleep, because if she senses that the camera is being pointed at her, she either disappears or does something really horrible that you don't want to that you really don't want to photograph, like licking her bottom or something like that. So there we are, and I glued my layers onto my base piece with some liquid adhesive, and I made sure that I only put glue on the bottom part of the circle, because that is going to lift up, and this is going to reveal my journaling piece. Now, I haven't done any journaling at the moment, I shall do that later, but it will probably say something like, this is Misty, and she is a lilac Persian, and she likes to sleep in the sun, which she does. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on the inside just like that. And while that is all drying, I have another piece of DSP from the same set, but it's just a different pattern. Now, this particular DSP is foiled on one side and it's coloured on the other. And it's based on Very Vanilla. Now, if I do it that way around, I don't know, which way do you like it? Do you like it that way, or do you like it that way? See, you have choices. Not sure, because I thought I was definitely going to do it like this, but now I'm thinking, maybe I like it like that. I don't know. It does seem a shame to cover up all the foiling though, doesn't it? Decisions. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I've cut a 1.5 inch by 8 inch band of another pattern of DSP from the same stack. Now this particular DSP is a specialty paper because on one side it's foiled on very vanilla, and on the other side it's colour. Let's see if I turn that over, you can see that way. Now I've decided to go with just the colour for the majority of it, with just a little bit of gold here and there. Although I did have a couple of minutes where I was looking at this and going, oh, I don't know, I like it the other way. But I've decided to go with my original thought. Although it does seem a shame to cover up all of that lovely, lovely foiling. But from the point of view of filming, of the camera, it was probably going to be a bit too much for you anyway. Okay, so that goes on to there, and now I'm going to make sure I stick this piece down the right way up, so the hinge is at the top. And pop that round about. There's the hinge, there it is. Pop that round about there. Just make sure that it opens properly the way I want it to. Yes, it does. I like a bit of hidden journaling on scrapbooks. Okay. And we are 90% of the way there. Now, like a lot of people, I don't really like my handwriting, and I don't want to write directly onto my scrapbook page and spoil the look of it. So I've cheated. So what I've done is I've printed out on my computer, I've printed out the words that I want to have on my page, which in this case is soft kitty, warm kitty, and I've cut 1/2 inch strips of vellum, and I've taken one of these, which is a journaling pen. Now they are sold in a set of 2. You get a fine one and a thicker one. This is the 0.5, which is the thicker one, and all I did was just trace over the words that I printed, and did it ahead of time, because when you're working on vellum it's always as a good idea to give it plenty of time to dry, because it isn't very absorbent. But I'm pleased with those results. I don't know about you, but I think those will look very nice on my scrapbook page. So here are all my bits of vellum ready to go on to the front of 3, 2, 1. And here are all my bits of vellum ready to go onto the front of my scrapbook page. Now what I've done with most of them is that 3, 2, 1. So here are all my bits of journaling ready to go on. 3, 2, 1. So here are all my vellum strips ready to go on to the front of my scrapbook page. They've had plenty of time for the ink to dry, and I've gone ahead and cut sort of little flag ends on most of them. I've just got this last one left to do. So what I'm doing is I'm snipping in just over 1/8 of an inch, probably, not as much as 1/4, and I'm just snipping up to that bit I cut, and there you go. I've got a nicely pennanted end. So I have glue dots to put these in place. So I'm going to start off with Soft Kitty, which is that one, and then I've got Warm Kitty and Little Ball of Fur. So I'll do those 3 first, and I'm going to start with Little Ball of Fur because I want that one to be kind of like my marker, so I want it to be about there. Okay, and then Warm Kitty is going to go above it about there, and then Soft Kitty comes over this way a bit. There we go. And then Happy Kitty, Sleepy Kitty, purr, purr, purr. So let's begin with purr, purr, purr. Sleepy Kitty. And Happy Kitty. Okay. So Happy Kitty is going to come here. I think, or maybe up a bit. Right about there, I think. Happy Kitty, Sleepy Kitty. And last of all, purr, purr, purr. Because vellum's translucent, any adhesive that you apply to the back of it is going to be visible to some degree or other. Now actually the glue dots have managed to make themselves pretty unobtrusive, but I'm still going to cover them up with some of these Petal Passion embellishments. Now I'm going to use one per little banner, and this is the great thing about scrapbook pages, because you keep them. Okay, with a greetings card, then generally speaking you're giving it away, but of course a scrapbook is for you. So perhaps I wouldn't be quite as generous with this many embellishments if I was going to be giving this away. But because I'm keeping it for myself, I don't mind using 6 of these all in one go. And if you've never used any Stampin' Up embellishments, I have to tell you, the quality is absolutely glorious. I mean, I've made earrings with these, and they're a really nice quality, and they're a decent weight. I'll just adjust that glue dot a little bit and pop that in. Just want to make sure that I don't hold that down, or perhaps I do. Actually, I could tuck that edge under there, couldn't I? And that would hold it. But no. And I'm sorry if I sound a bit croaky today. I'm recovering from a pretty nasty bout of, I'm not going to say it's flu, because it's not that bad. Because if you've ever had flu, I mean, flu is pretty nasty. But whatever it is, it's gone straight to my chest. So I'm sounding a bit gravelly today. So sorry about that. Okay, Happy Kitty, Sleepy Kitty. And the last one, purr, purr, purr. And she does purr too. And she's just taking herself off to sit in front of the fire because it's snowing outside at the moment. We managed to escape a lot of the snow that the rest of the country had about a week ago. But today, not so much. Okay, and I'm going to call that done. There it is, my finished scrapbook page, and I'm going to bring back my original sketch and compare and contrast, and as you can see I've adapted it a little bit, and that's fine because the whole idea of a sketch is that you use it as a starting point for your own creativity. So that is it for today. Now I would absolutely love it if you would hop on over to my blog and follow the links from there to work your way around the blog hop and see what my teammates have been up to as well. You can get there from the link in the more description box below. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.